Man, Paul George, it's getting a bit ridiculous now with him and the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm going to be honest, it is getting ridiculous. The guy is being paid like this is a contract that is so bad that we're going to be seeing them bring back the damn amnesty clause, and I'm not joking. At this stage, we could see the NBA bringing back the amnesty clause because of a contract like this. And PG is getting paid whatever 50 million to play bad basketball when he's on the floor, to barely play, and as of right now, the man has uploaded more videos to his podcast channel than he has played games of basketball. And like, I get it, obviously, he's not recording all these podcasts like at the same time. He's like running them out. But he has literally, he's out here currently uploading podcasts while he's not playing. It's madness. It's madness. And if you agree this is madness, subscribe. Wrong channel. Subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this month. We're trying to hit 9.15k by the end of the day. 22 away. Like, that is kind of the goal, because we got 15 days to hit 1,000. Let's hopefully get 60, 70 a day, and we'll be pretty set. So right now we're on about 30 today. So if we could do that, that would be absolutely incredible. But PG, if you're looking at this, is Paul George available tonight against the New York Knicks? Let me zoom out a little bit on this. Is he available? The answer, probably no. Paul George's injury came at the wrong time to Sixers who can't seem to catch a break. He missed Tuesday's home game against OKC Thunder with a right ankle sprain, and with his recent injury record, chances of him taking the court are slim. The Philadelphia 76ers yesterday started Ricky Council IV, 36-year-old Eric Gordon, 35-year-old Reggie Jackson, Kelly Oubre, and played in Europe last season, Yabusele. That was the starting five for the Philadelphia 76ers yesterday. And Paul George, from what I've heard, was out warming up with the team. It didn't seem like anything was wrong, and then suddenly he's hurt. Like, I don't even know. I don't know if they're tanking. I don't know if they're, like, trying to win. I don't know. Like, I don't know what this team's doing. I genuinely don't. But they've got no flexibility either. Like, look, Joel Embiid is Joel Embiid. Like, he's... You give some grace to Joel Embiid because, yes, he is injured all the time, but he's at least been the franchise player for the best part of the last decade. Like, sometimes teams overpay a franchise player, sometimes out of loyalty, and we've seen it happen before. Like, a lot of these bad contracts that we've seen, like the Joel Embiid type, where guys get injured, is like getting paid from what you have done, but on a team where you are the franchise guy. PG. Paul George. Podcast P. I don't even know if he cares about basketball anymore. Paul George has played zero? Has he played a game of basketball since he talked about being bored? I don't know if he's played a game of basketball. Like, he's been completely fine. He's out here talking to the media about how he's bored playing center. He's bored doing this. He's bored doing that. Like, I'm sorry. You can't complain about being bored. They lost to the Magic. Did he play that game against the Magic? Yeah. I think that was the game where he said he was bored afterwards guarding centers. Look, and I get this. So many people in the comment section, like, Paul George didn't sign with the Sixers he didn't sign with the Sixers so that he could go and guard centers. Man, the Sixers are paying him $50 million a year to play basketball, and he'd rather do a podcast. Like, it's gotten bad enough, as we've said, that, like, the meme post being like, is hooping harder than podcasting? That meme post went viral and every single person thought it was real because that's something that would come out of this dude's mouth. His whole season for Paul George. Like, look, this is a guy that I really liked PG. I liked PG. As in his prime, I loved PG. I thought, legitimately, when it was like maybe 2014, 2015, pre-leg snap, I thought Paul George was going to be the, like, next in line. Not taking over LeBron, but, like, I thought he was going to be a top 5 player in the world. I really did. I was the prime age. I was 16. It was my summer holidays in Ireland. I was the prime age. Internet streaming had just become a thing to watch the 2013 NBA Finals or Eastern Conference Finals. It was class. It was class. Paul George, what he did to LeBron, he went toe to toe with LeBron at the peak of his powers with a worse supporting cast and brought them to 7 games. Like, I will never forget that. And then obviously he had that 1 year in OKC. But like, he's been paid like, and he's been talked about like he's a top 10 player in basketball. And he has been, since 2014, there has been one season where he's been a top 10 player in basketball. He's been injury prone. He's played iffy in the playoffs. I'm not going to say he's been bad in the playoffs, but he's the most consistently inconsistent player in the playoffs. Even when people are like, oh, this is playoff P. If you look, even back in the day, even when he was playing with the Pacers, he was the most inconsistent playoff player ever. Like, he's the only thing consistent about PG in his prime was the fact that he was inconsistent. But like, the man going on podcasts over the summer talking about how he's been disrespected by the Philadelphia 76ers. Sorry, not by the Sixers, by the Clippers, because they didn't offer him X amount of money and Y amount of money. The guy is worth about $15 million a year. That is what his worth is. He's saying he's disrespected because they wouldn't offer him, $50 million a year or $40 million a year? He's worth about 15. And that is at a push. Because PG is not the defender he was. And the fact is that this year has proven he does not want to do what it takes to win. You can see now why the Clippers struggled so much. Because outside of Kawhi, who, look, as great as he is, as much of a winner as he is, can be a diva in a way in his own right. He just didn't know how to win. He was unwilling to do what it takes to win. Like, if you look at any of the like good players, I'm not talking about the great players, because sometimes the great players can like have bad parts of their game and take nights off or not do some things because they're so great in other aspects of the game. But the real good players, whether you're a Tatum, whether you're a Brown, like Tatum really had to pick up his defense. Jaylen Brown is a real good player. These are like, I would call them like the hall of unbelievably, like the really, really good players. Like, I don't think Tatum's full superstar, but I do think Tatum and PG prime for prime is quite similar. Like, these guys did other things. They were willing to do what it takes to win. They're willing to play the 3. They're willing to at times play a bit of the 1. They're willing sometimes to defer. Whereas Paul George just is like, you know what? Let me just do me. Let me keep cashing them checks. And he signed a contract so bad. They're so lucky that the CBA is not for another 6 or 7 or for another 4 or 5 years. The NBA players are so lucky because you better believe contracts like this, they're probably going to bring in an amnesty clause. I'm actually shocked that they're not even pushing for it now. But contracts like the PG contract, like Jamal Murray, in fairness, he played well enough yesterday, but like contracts like these, literally, I'm not joking, are going to be the reasons why there's going to be another lockout. There's going to be another lockout soon. And guys like this, guys like him, Simmons, in fairness, all's forgotten with Kyrie, but 2021, 22 Kyrie, when he just go missing randomly, like all of these contracts, they're going to cause another lockout. And Zion's max, and like the NBA PA have got no leverage now because of guys like freaking podcast P right here. Like, I just can't believe this type of stuff is happening. Like I made a video about the Sixers being screwed, and all the comments are like, I'm at the game, PG there warming up, he's being advertised, and he's just not playing. He's like, he's not injured, he just doesn't want to play when they don't have a chance. And I'm like, if you're gonna pull him, at least just say, you know what, we're pulling him. You know, load management. But at the same time, you've got like teams, where you've got the NBA who don't let players load manage. But look, at this stage, I don't know. I don't know what the Sixers are trying to do. I don't know what Paul George is trying to do. And that's pretty much it.